Tim Conyers has been a member of Winter Park Toastmasters for 8 years, but due to work schedule, can only come partially during the year. But so grateful when he can make it. Today, he is looking at the aspect of all manner of media and is concerned where we are headed. Would you please welcome Toastmaster Tim Conyers in his speech entitled, "The Tyranny of the Media." Cheers. Cheers.
Do we have any people that are directly employed with a major media outlet in here? All right, well then let me speak frankly. How many stories do you think that you hear or see in a given day? The internet, cable TV, what have you. How many do you think? So let's have a show. Anybody?
Do tweets count?
200.
Yeah, tweets count, sure. What?
800. 50.
1,000.
3,000. 25.
Okay,
Million.
how many are
2
true?
million.
That's good.
What do you think?
Let's say that you were able to take in 10. Take them in. Take it in where you actually spend time reading it, thinking about it, and then going on to something else, and coming back to another one. But let's say there are 10. So in a year, how many would that be? Quick.
3,600.
And 50.
Wow.
That's 3,650
Seminole State.
in 1 year. Now, we've all been around many years, right? So, you can do the math, 10 years, that's 36,000?
Yes.
Something like that. But I wonder, you'll be graded shortly after this with a math quiz. But I wonder how many stories we remember. Can we name 10 over the past month? Just right now. Can we do that? I'm not going to ask you, don't tell me, but just, can you name 10?
That guy got a joke.
Could you recall 20 or 30? If I would say, okay, write it down right now. You have 5 minutes, 10 minutes, write down 20 or 30 stories that you've heard over the past year. I would say that, well, I know I'd have a hard time doing it. So what am I saying? I guess what I'm trying to say is we are bombarded with stories. Now, stories happens in many ways, doesn't it? We heard some stories today. Stories happens in oral history, which is one of the greatest mediums, I think. But it happens in movies and videos. It happens in the news media and what have you. And they're good, and stories are good. And the news media is good for the fact that we live in a free country and we have a free press. Thank God for that. Amen?
Amen.
It is a very, very good thing. However, what's happened is that the media outlets have perhaps gone way too far in giving us more than we need. But we are all a part of it. I know I'm a part of it. I want to see what's going on. I came to the conclusion a couple of days ago why I want to hear the news and why I'm kind of even excited about bad news. I'm sorry to say that, but I think I've realized why. Let me find out what they're called here. Brain chemicals. See if I have it pronounced right. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, serotonin, and yeah, those things. It stimulates our brain, doesn't it? Movies do this. I think this is why movies have so much violence or bad things that happen in life, because even if it's bad, it stimulates our brain, and it's really a sad thing, I think. And I'm trying to get a handle on this myself, so this is why I'm speaking about this. If I were to do some sort of a research, and this is just based on my observation, I haven't researched fully, but I would contend that the media outlets sensationalize just about everything, and their source ultimately is the dollar bill. What? Okay. Yeah. Go figure. Advertising. I wonder how there could be so much money put into advertising. Don't you think about that? How could that be? All the YouTube channels, how could there be so much money put toward advertisements? But that's what generates it, and so then the bottom line generates what happens, and that's why the news media can come up with their own agenda and have a certain bias, perhaps, to get the attention of the public. And this is why I'm thinking maybe we need just to step back and take a hard look at what we're allowing ourselves to do. You know, we don't have to know every story that happens. In fact, when you hear about things that happen far away, as terrible as they are, the mass shootings, probably one of the worst things that happens, or that has been happening. When you hear about all these things, there's only so much that we can do, isn't there? Right now, right in our community, there's not a whole lot we can do. If you think about the history of mankind, we've been around for 6,000 to 8,000 years at least. If you're a more conservative thinker, if you're more liberal, it could be as much as a couple 100,000 years or more. But only the past 50, 75 years, you might stretch it to 100 years, have we been in a situation where we hear about all these things and then we get just bombarded about all the things that happen everywhere, which we really can't do anything about. I contend that the way to make a difference is what we can do in our community. Because somewhere down the street, there's a family that's fallen apart that needs our help. Now, what could be more important than helping a family get back together? Maybe they lost a job, or there are other things that are happening. Perhaps someone has been killed, you know, within a mile or two radius of our house. Can we do something about it? Can we support the family? Can we make a difference in our community to reach out to people? We can't do a whole lot about the mass murder that happened, for instance, at the Jewish synagogue somewhat recently, and it was so horrible to hear about it. I suppose you could say corporately in our country we could do something about the politics of it and putting forth legislation that might help the situation, but there's not a whole lot we can do. But we can certainly do something about what happens in our neighborhood and in our community. So my point is this: we're bombarded by all of this, and yet we can't do a whole lot about it. But if we articulate ways to make a difference where we are, I think we'll be at it. So I would just say this: step back from the news media, step back from all this, enjoy the holidays, try to get away from the news for at least a few days. Thank you.